Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. This is Red Prep and we're building up to Manchester United match against Bayern Munich at Old Trafford in the Champions League. United come into this having to win this match. It's a must-win, but even then, their fate lies in the hands of two other teams, Galatasaray and Copenhagen, who play against each other in Denmark, and United need them to draw the match in order to capitalize on their victory if they get a victory against Bayern Munich to be able to get into the knockout stages of this competition. Any other permutation or combination of results will have United either play in the Europa League for this season or get completely eliminated from Europe even at this early stage. Both teams come into this match at the back of some horrendous and shocking result. Munich lost 5-1 away at Frankfurt, while United were humbled at home by Bournemouth. Sticking to the Champions League though, Bayern Munich have been imperious this time around. They've already qualified in the top spot for the knockout stages. They drew their last match though against Copenhagen, 0-0 in Munich. United have given away 2-goal leads in their last two fixtures, both away at Copenhagen as well as away at Galatasaray. And looking at the fortunes and the form of both the sides, I mean, United will be happy not to get a humbling and embarrassing defeat at home at Old Trafford. Historically, Bayern Munich have dominated this match. Of course, United won against them in the 99 Solskjaer final. But in the knockout stages, in the last two ties, both in 2010 and 2014, they were knocked out by Bayern Munich. They also won at home this season against Manchester United, having led 4-2. They considered a late goal by Casemiro 4-3. So the score line, even though it sounds close, it wasn't. And United were thoroughly outplayed by a subpar Bayern Munich, it has to be said. They weren't purring in the top gear, and they didn't need to because United were in shambles. Onana conceded an early goal, and it was all downhill there on in. In fact, I haven't seen a close match between United, except I remember just two matches. One was the 1-1 draw in 2014 when United won under David Moyes. Another was the 3-2 victory for United at Old Trafford. United were 3-0 up, and half-fit Rooney and inspired Nani made Bayern Munich reeling. They were actually going out at halfway stage of that match. Obviously, we all remember the incredible volley by Ian Robin from the corner, which was the second goal, and they went through to the next round over the aggregate. Obviously, Rooney didn't come back on the pitch in the second half. He was already half fit, but just the fear of Rooney caused them to concede 3 goals. Going to statistics, Bayern Munich, obviously, they've been in high scoring form. They've scored 11 goals overall, which is one less than Manchester United. But obviously, they're not conceding as many. They've only conceded 6 goals. They've also done well in the travels in this competition, winning both at Galatasaray and Copenhagen. Obviously, we know they like to keep possession, keep that tiki-taka type of football. Their standout player is their striker Harry Kane, who's been imperious and fiery form. But also the returning Jamal Musiala, who gave United a nightmarish struggle in Munich. I think he'll be the one to look out for. United will have to devise a strategy just to contain him. He ran the show in Munich, and it won't surprise me that he does the same even in this match. Looking at the danger men for Bayern Munich, it's obvious: Harry Kane, Jamal Musiala, Leroy Sané, Kingsley Coman, Matthias Tell. There's so many people. Obviously, Muller hasn't been a prominent player for a couple of seasons now, but he's an experienced campaigner. And they have threat all around the pitch, especially in the forward areas for sure. In midfield, obviously, the experienced campaigners in both Kimmich as well as Goretzka. They're physical, they're really good at keeping the ball, they are dominant in possession. But also the fact that the newcomer in Leimer has been really good. He's shown a lot of versatility. He played at right back against Rashford in Munich, so he's somebody that gives them various options in terms of utility. Recently, Mazurai has come back in the right back position. He's been favored recently, so it'll be interesting if he sticks with Leimer, because I don't think that I should start this match. Or he'll go with Mazurai, who is a more attacking option. At left back, they have the pace of Alphonso Davies. Obviously, Pellistri did really well against him in Munich. So but Pelistri hasn't started a lot of matches or even played as substitute. So it'll be interesting if Ten Hag sticks with Anthony or deploys someone like Pelistri just to counter Davis's threat. Obviously, centre back pairing of Upamecano and Kim is impeccable. Obviously, on paper, it's a daunting task to go against the likes of Upamecano and Kim, but they have been conceding a lot of goals recently, especially looking at the Frankfurt result. And it won't surprise me that they might concede a few chances against Manchester United. Obviously, United's problem is their misfiring attack, and I have no confidence in the ability of the strikers as well as the forwards to take their chances, even if there are unforced errors from the Munich side. Let's move to the tactical board and try to devise the expected lineups and the gameplay for both the teams. For Manchester United, obviously, what I like to do is play with a double pivot, not a single pivot like we've been doing and are getting overrun even against the likes of Bournemouth. So I'd play Amrabat and Menu alongside each other just to give a bit of a screen to the centre backs, as well as Menu's got the legs to go up and down and provide the kind of impetus and the kind of nitrous from midfield. Obviously, I think Hoyland will start. He's scored in the Champions League, so Ten Hag would be banking on his confidence in this competition. He's also scored against Bayern Munich already, so I think Ten Hag will start with him. I'm not sure if Garnacho will play. Maybe Rashford would come in for Garnacho, but I'll stick with Garnacho for now. Even though I don't like Shaw, and he's symptomatic of United over the last 7-8 season, just not good enough. But we don't have options. We are not spoiled for options, and I'll start with Shaw at left back rather than left centre back. I think Evans would come in. Ten Hag obviously prefers a left-footed player in that left centre back position. I think Maguire will continue with this place. I don't think Ten Hag has the cojones to actually drop him and play the likes of Varane. So I think he'll start. I think Ben Masaka might come in against the likes of Davies, who's got plenty of pace. I would like to see Palestri in place of Anthony just to have that kind of threat on the outside of the left back. But I think the way Anthony's been playing, he hasn't been that bad. He hasn't been the worst player. So I think he'll go with this team for this match. Bayern Munich also like to play with the same kind of formation. Obviously, the dynamics are slightly different. They have pure number six in Kimmich and Goretzka. Goretzka can also go up and down and can join in attacks, but he is really solid in terms of providing a good base for the forward players to build from. Obviously, Sane was outstanding in the fixture in Munich. I think he and Musiala had a great game, and they were the two best players on the pitch. I think Musiala played as a substitute in the Frankfurt match, so I think that he might start this one. Obviously, Koman, we know what we get from him. He's got loads of pace and tricky with the skills and everything, so they'll be a threat for sure. And this man, Kane, has been in imperious form. He scored like 18 goals already. I can see him getting a hat trick in this match. If these players, the likes of Musiala in these areas and Sane and Coman bombing on, obviously the likes of Davies and Mazurai, if he plays, are also attacking fullbacks. So the kinds of opportunities that the Kane might get, and the kinds of opportunities United have been offering to the opposition for the last how many games, I can be sure that Kane will be rubbing his hands and he might get a hat trick or 4 goals or 5 goals. I mean, anything is possible with his quality and the lack of defensive structure for Manchester United. Of course, these four players are really solid, even with the fullbacks and the wide players are marauding forward. These four players give a lot of stability and defensive cover for Bayern Munich. The centre backs, unlike United, have got loads of pace and are physically dominant, so they can leave the likes of Mazurai and Davies bomb on forward. It was interesting that Tuchel actually played Leimer in the last match because Mazurai wasn't fancied at that time. He has since come into the team a lot. So Leimer actually did a great job on Rashford. He neutralized him completely, even though I think anybody can neutralize Rashford in this frame of mind and his lack of form. But Lama did exceptionally well in terms of overlapping in that match, and he caused a lot of threat to Manchester United. So it'll be interesting if Tuchel opts for a more attacking option in Mazurai, and I think they can, if they get an early goal, they can completely demolish United, and it could get to a cricket score if United are not careful. It'll be interesting. I think it's more of a dead rubber. I mean, there's so many variables that are out of United's hand. There's so many variables that have nothing to do with Manchester United, and even if they win the match, they might very well be knocked out of this Champions League. So it'll be interesting how motivated they are, and the likes of Bruno Fernandes, who's not going to be available for the Anfield match. It'll be interesting. It'll be more motivated and more aggressive, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. It's just so unpredictable. It'll definitely be an interesting match, how it pans out, and if United can get an early goal, who knows? Maybe they get their confidence back and can get another on the counter and get a. But the thing with United is that they've been losing 2 goal leads, and even if they go 2 up or even 3 up, you cannot be sure they'll be able to hold on to the result to get the victory. So that's it from the tactical board. In all honesty, this seems like a dead rubber. No matter what the result is from Manchester United match against Bayern Munich, you feel like all eyes will be fixed at the scoreline for the Copenhagen Galatasaray match. It also slightly removes the agency from the match itself, knowing that you are dependent on others for your progression. But obviously, United have to do their job first in order to stand a chance for progression anyway. Obviously, if either of Galatasaray and Copenhagen win, United can still qualify the Europa League, and through that route, they might have another opportunity to have a crack at the Champions League next season. But it really defeats the purpose when you see that you are not showing any kind of competitive edge in this competition, and to be able to play in this competition seems a bit redundant if you're not putting up any kind of show. But anyway, United would want to play in the Champions League next season, and looking at the Premier League table, the Europa League final might be the only pragmatic chance that United might have to go and play in the Champions League knockout stages next season. Even though United and Ten Hag have been dishing us some grade A piece of garbage recently, and there is no reason to inspire any kind of confidence in them. Stranger things have happened, and inshallah, United can get a miracle of their own if they win against Bayern Munich and the other result goes in their favor. Inshallah, we'll be back with all the breakdown and deconstruction of the game against Bayern Munich in the Red Dissection episode. Please continue to share the videos, comment, and like. We truly appreciate all your support and kind words. So until we meet again, take care, do good, pray for Palestinians and all the oppressed people all across the globe. Assalamu alaikum.